Hi class, we are continuing with our spelling focus for this week, which are controlled vowels. Okay, so this week we have 5 spellings. Okay, we've got ER, UR, IR, OR, and EAR. Okay, so all 5 sound like Okay, it is the R that is bossy, it is the R that takes over the sound here, and the vowel for each one, and here too, stay silent. Okay, so I have put all some of our spelling words here, and I've added a few more too. Okay, so we've got our ER spelling here. When you hear that sound in a word, it will be most likely in the middle of a word. Okay, also, if we go ahead with ER, in English, most of the words that we spell and we hear, most of them will be spelled with ER. So ER is the most commonly spelled part. Okay, so this one is the most commonly spelled, most common. We There is no rule as to when you're going to be spelling with ER, UR, or IR. Okay, but the one that will help you the most will be ER. Okay, so it is quite safe to spell with ER. Also, when we learn review with suffixes, we also have suffix ER, right? So as in teach toast it's ER. Okay. So we've got here some words that follow that middle placement. We've got herds, stern, serve, fern, hers at the end, verb. Okay. And the second most common spelling is UR. So this would be the second most common. Second common. Okay. We've got ER as in turns, hurt, nurse, curve, burst, burn, turf, fur. Here we find it at the end. Curl and church. Okay. And um, the least common spelling is IR. So here I'm going to write least common. Least common. Okay. So we've got here some words with that in the middle placement. Third, whirl, firm, birds, girls, dirt, chirp, stir, twirl, serve, and shirt. Okay, here it's at the end, and also here. Okay. And then we've got the fourth spelling, we've got OR. If you've noticed, I have added W next to OR. So when we hear, or I'm sorry, when we see W and OR follows W, that sound will be Okay, so as in word, world, work, worm, and worth. So that's important to know. I'm adding an asterisk to OR because OR also has another sound, but for this week we're focusing with that sound followed by a W, okay? Or follows a W. And then we've got EAR. EAR also, it's that bossy R, it's the R that makes a sound, okay? Ooh, earn, earl, earn, erd, and earth. Okay, so we can see that it is in the middle placement. Here we see it at the beginning. So also to this one, I'm adding an asterisk because EAR has other sounds. But for this week, we're just focusing on that bossy R. Okay, the R that's controlling the sound of all three letters. Okay, so the E is silent, A is silent, over here is the R. Okay, so it's the same thing for all of these. Okay, so I do want to go back and review what I had mentioned last time, that in English we do not have any words that end in V, as in serve. We have to add a silent E at the end of it. Okay, here's another example. Curve. We have to add a silent E. There is no purpose of that silent E there at all because it isn't a silent E word. Okay, because we've got an R there. Okay, here also there's no purpose for that silent E, but um, that's the rule. Whenever we hear a word that ends in v, we must add a silent E. We must add a silent E. Okay, so that is what we have for today. Also, I do want to repeat that there is no rule on when you're going to spell with er or ur or ir. Okay, but what can help you is this one. Er is the most commonly spelling whenever you hear that sound. The second most common spelling would be ur, and the least common spelling would be ir. Okay,